So now we will solve exercise 2.2. So in the previous chapter we have talked about the primary and basic concept about ratio. So since in this chapter we have to deal with percentage as well. So here in exercise number 2.2 we will talk about the relationship between ratio and percentage, also with fraction, because in the previous chapter, in chapter 1, we have learned about fraction, decimal fraction. So we have already learned that in case of ratio can be also expressed in the form of fraction. So here, what is percentage? And ultimately we will see percentage can also be expressed in the form of ratio, and from ratio we can easily form fraction, and from fraction we can form decimal fraction. So these all the terms are interrelated, only their expression is a bit different. So now we will talk about percentage. So firstly we will have a glance, have a look at thing that what we will learn in this math, that is the type of math that are to be solved. So firstly, expressing fractions in the form of percentage, that means we will know how to express a certain percentage as fraction. Then expressing percentages in the form of decimal and fraction, that means we will also learn how to express that percentage, that means convert the amount, the percentage value into decimal and fraction. Then word problems related to percentage, that means since this chapter is all about percentage, so we will learn different word problems, practical life examples related to percentage. So yes, let's just start. So firstly we need to know about percentage, that means what is termed as percentage. So I think you have heard several times in your life about percentage, like in our phone we have 15% charge, then I have got, like, she has got this amount of marks in her exam, like I have got 90% of marks, then like this. So then I have just 50% of my money left of the total amount. So this type of calculation you might see and might heard about these things. But mostly the percentage of mobile charge is mostly used. Like you can see, we have like this type of symbol in the upper portion of your laptop screen or phone. You will see there is this amount of charge is left, or after charging you will see 100% phone is charged. So when it says that the phone is 100% charged, that we assume that actually it's the fact that the phone can't take any more charges. That means the capacity of charge we can input in our phone is 100%. That means a certain amount we have fulfilled. Okay. So what is the definition for? What is the definition for percentage? So a number or rate that is expressed as a certain number of parts of something divided into 100 parts. That means in case of percentage, our total amount of division, that means total amount of division. That means in case of fraction, we write the total amount of portion in denominator. So in percentage, our denominator is 100, fixed 100. That means the total part of something is to be 100. And suppose in numerator that can be any value from 1 to 100. Also it can be more than 100 actually, or more than 100. Like if I say, basically practically things more than 100% can't be said, but you can say like, yes, I want to give for her, like we have 20 marks in our exam. When we were in little classes, 5 marks extra, then we get 25 out of 20, so we are getting 5 marks extra. So that's actually more than the total expected value. So in that cases, sometimes we calculate, but in generally we'll calculate in between 1 to 100. So numerator is can be anything in between 1 to 100. So in percentage we calculate anything that is divided by 100, that means denominator must be 100, that means 30%. So if it's expressed by 30%, and we express this by this sign, when this type of sign is given like 30%, then you will see, you will assume that it is like this, 30 by 100. You can write like this. Also you can write like 30 is to 100. That means among the, if we divide the thing into 100 parts, we consume 30 parts of it. That means if we have like 30% charge in our phone, that means only 30% of the total 100% charge is left, and the 70% is already used, and only 30% is remaining of the total 100%. That means if we divide total amount of charge into 100 parts, then among the total only 30% is left. That means only 30 parts are left. Okay, so this is a bit general discussion about percentage. So let's move forward. So relationship between ratio and percentage. So in case of ratio, we have just used any of the thing. Like in this case, we have an antecedent and consequent. So here antecedent and consequent, there is no necessary thing that yes, our antecedent would be this value or consequent will be that value. But in case of percentage, the consequent must be 100. That means 5 is to 100. So it's basically expression in the percentage, or we can write 5%. But important and interesting thing is that we can express percentage into ratio and decimal and ratio into percentage as well. So suppose you are given 25%. Firstly, we will express it in the form of fraction. So 25 by 100. So now we will factorize them. So after factorizing, we can write 1 by 4, dividing numerator and denominator by 5. So we are getting 1 by 4. It's expressed in fraction. Okay. And from fraction, we can write 1 is to 4. That is expressed in ratio. Okay. Now, for decimal, what we do, we will directly divide the decimal fraction by in this way. Like point, we will give point and give 0, 4 2s are 8, 2, then 0, then 4 5s are 20. That means here we are getting 0.25. So 25% can be said equal to 1 by 4, also equal to 1 is to 4, equal to 0.25. All these expressions are same. So in this way, you can just express one form into another form. Okay, now we will express fraction into percentage. Okay, so like if you are given 2 by 5 equal to what percentage? Like, yes, you need to find out the percentage. So what we will do, we will actually convert the denominator into 100. So we will see, for just making this 100, with what value we need to multiply. So we can see if we divide 100 by 5, we get 20. So if we multiply 5 into 20, we get 100. Since we have multiplied 5 by 200, we also need to multiply the numerator by same value, that means 20, that means 40 by 100. So we are getting 40 by 100, and it's actually becoming the same equivalent fraction. You can also write 40 by 100 equal to 2 by 5. So finally you can write 40%. So in this way we will convert a simple fraction into percentage. That means we need to convert the denominator as 100. So I am writing, we have to convert the denominator as 100. Okay, so this is the basic thing that we need to know